The insulin.
This is something I think a lot of people don't know, especially even with like PCOS, I see it.
Exactly.
Okay, so tell us about, so for those of you guys that don't know, even if you're managing things like PCOS, which is also correlated to your hormones, how does muscle...
And the muscle, it's gonna get all that sugar that you eat, right?
Yeah.
So then it's gonna help to control those spikes of insulin throughout the day.
Your blood sugar
because
spikes.
Your blood sugar is going to be more stable, and then your insulin levels are going to be more stable. So that's part of why we recommend definitely strength training, because it's going to help with the insulin. Obviously, it's going to help with the cortisol.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to help with weight loss and percentage of body fat, and keep your muscle.
Okay, so you've mentioned that strength training is very important for women for preventing osteoporosis and to help maintain a faster metabolism. What happens if somebody wants to do cardio? How do they do it right so they don't put themselves in a position where they're increasing cortisol, causing more issues, etc.?
Yeah. So I think that the best combination is just to have strength training and cardio.
Okay.
Where you have days that you're going to be doing strength training, which can be 3 sessions a week, and then 2 sessions.
Woo, 3 sessions a day.
Yeah, it would be a lot. I don't know. A week, and then add on like 2 sessions of cardio.
Okay, so balance them. Don't overdo.
Exactly.
Because we see so many women in our studio who have incredible careers. They're very successful. They have families as well, and so they're really stressed in their careers.
Yeah.
And then they're really stressed with their family lives.
Yeah.
And then they want to work out 6 days a week because they're gaining weight and they're freaking out about that element. And so sometimes we find it hard, but we have to tell our clients you actually have to like slow down, not go the other way. You're actually hurting your body by working out so much. It's not going to get you where you want to be.
It's like we have to go so we can lose weight, because when we were in our 20s, that was happening, because our hormones were perfect and our muscle mass was good. But we hit 35, 40, and that's going to change. That's totally going to change. So you have to have that mindset that your workout routine is going to have to change.
Your workout routine
if you want to see results.
Yeah, the first thing we do when you guys come in, I mean, one of the big things we're going to do is we're going to assess your muscle mass. And if that is something we feel like isn't there, you're going to have to build it first before we allow you to start adding any form of HIIT training, any form of intense cardio. Because until you have the muscle mass, everything else you're doing is going to kind of put you in a worse position. And so we have to first build, which is why a lot of people get frustrated, I think, when they first start strength training, because they feel like they're not losing weight. They're gaining muscle, so they're technically gaining mass on their body, and they feel like they're gaining weight, so they want to start running around doing cardio. And the first thing we have to do is stop them and be like, you have to stay in this phase for a few months, take it a lot slower than you used to, and then you can start adding and starting to see more of like a change physique-wise in your body.
Yeah, it's all about the body composition, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, it's super important to check the muscle mass. And just to see where you are, because also we have patients who might have very little muscle mass and a lot of percentage of body fat, right? And you
little muscle mass and a higher
percentage of body fat, and they're skinny.
Oh, okay.
But they have a higher percentage of body fat, and the problem with the percentage of body fat is that if it's high, that's the one that makes you sick. That's the one that is going to create, chronic diseases later on. Like the insulin resistance and prediabetes and diabetes. And
I think that's a common misconception that just because your body is a smaller body that you have less body fat, but that's actually not true. You can still come in at very high percentages of body fat. It's just you have very little muscle.